Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Evan. In today's video, I'm going to break down the two trades that I took today. This has happened to me 2 times in a row, and hopefully you guys can take from my mistake and somehow learn from it, as I am trying to learn from it as well. So without further ado, as you guys can see on my screen, we have QQQ pulled up and we are on the 1 minute time frame. I had 2 areas marked out that I was looking at today. The first area was around this pre-market low area. I drew out a zone in this area, and you can see that was a absolutely beautiful zone to take a play off of, but I was already done trading by then. And that was like post news, so I wasn't super adamant about getting into the market with Powell speaking. So with that being said, the other level we have here is the high. It was a previous support, right? We broke through yesterday, and that was pretty much the only other high that I could have drawn out from today. It was also somewhat of a pre-market resistance. Honestly, the pre-market resistance was around here, but I ended up just drawing the level here because we had that previous support, and it was a little bit above there as well. So with that being said, we went into the day on the 1 minute time frame, and you can see we instantly began getting rejected after we broke above that high. So as soon as the market opened, we ended up pushing up, right? And for a second here, I did think that we were going to push to the upside, but once we started to pull on back, I started looking for puts. And as you can see, if you guys don't know already, the red arrows are my entries, the purple arrows are my exits. So red arrow right here, I had my first entry after we came up above this zone, got rejected, and I saw all these wicks, 1, 2, 3 to the upside. And I had a pretty good risk to reward ratio on this one. Honestly, I was aiming for this moving average down here, and my stop loss would have been a break above these 2 previous candle wicks. We ended up getting in right here, followed straight down to the plan, and I wanted to take off everything here, but at the same time, every single time that it came down to the moving average, it would come right back up here, and price never pretty much stuck around long enough at this bottom part for me to sell. Every single candle went boom and straight back up and then straight back up. And the price action was so quick, it was so hard to be able to sell at the price that I wanted to. So I decided to hold. And obviously, as you can see, we ended up going back up here, and I got stopped out a little bit below, or a little bit past break even. So I lost a little bit. I think it was like 2 or 3%, nothing crazy, which is good, right? And then this is what happened to me yesterday, and this is what happened to me today. We bounce here, we end up pushing back up. This creates a lower high, right? I stop out at literally the top of this candle, and then we end up ripping in my direction, as you can see. So twice this has happened, and yesterday and today. Today it was not as bad. Yesterday we went up and I lost a decent amount of money because my average was, I basically hit my actual stop loss, right? Because my average was lower on these contracts. We went up, right, rejected, and then I got out thinking that we're going to reverse, and then we pushed all the way to the downside. So I did the same exact thing today that I did yesterday. We went up, I stopped out up here thinking that we're going to rally. And as soon as, I get out, we end up pivoting and we start pushing back to the downside. So I enter in contracts again in my same position, literally same position. I just get back into it. And then I end up riding this from this red arrow here down to this purple arrow here. So I ended up making back all my money and then some, but yesterday I ended up literally just breaking even, which is so frustrating because I could have just held through this. I could have held through this exact drawdown and then been even more green once it went down here instead of taking a loss and then making a gain. So that is one thing from this video that I would like you guys to take away from it. When creating your stop losses, number 1, you have to have a very good entry. Now, I did have a lot better entry today because at this point I was only down like 2 or 3%, but I just didn't want to get caught in something that was going to push all the way back to the upside. So I was only down about 2 or 3%. So I did have a good entry, allowing me to be able to hold the position for longer, even though I didn't. But the day before, my ads were around here and here. And then when we bounced, I was down about what I wanted to risk. So I basically had to get out according to my plan. And then we ended up pushing to the downside. So entries are everything with trading, because if you have a good entry, then the amount of money that you are down, basically, if you have a good entry, let's say your contract goes down 10% and your stop loss is 15. You could have been at 15% in drawdown, right? If you had a worse entry. But if you have a good entry, then you're able to hold the trade through where the market goes to stop other people out. So for example, if people added down here and I got ads closer to here, for example, let's say I got those and we ended up bouncing, I would have easily stopped out here, no question, but I would have taken a bigger loss. But with me getting a good entry, I should have been able to hold here and eventually get that move all the way down to where I wanted to. So hopefully you guys can learn something from this video. I will be applying this to my trading tomorrow and the next day of this week and further on. So hopefully you guys can apply this to your trading, learn something from this, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.